My husband M36 thinks I-34 female was flirting. Concert turns into fight. I'm going to try to keep this short. Husband M36 wife F34 together 10 years. Me, 33 female, and my husband, 36 male, went to a concert Tuesday night. Before the concert was perfect. Flirty, found amazing restaurant, got .99 margaritas. This will be important later. They were 4 ounces on ice. I had 2. We get to the concert and find out seats. Husband decides he wants another drink and I want a water and popcorn, snack. We go out and realize mixed drinks are one line and snacks, water are another. He decides we should just split lines and he grab his drink while I get my snacks. Very crowded and long lines. Random guy. About 45-50, beer gut, generally not attractive to me. Steps in line behind me asks, "Is this the line for X?" I think he said pretzels but it was so loud I could be wrong. I was like yeah. He starts talking to the guy behind him, no big deal. Asks the guy behind him, "Where are you from?" Guy says city concert is in, oh, not a long drive. They continued to chat, then he asks me where I'm from. I reply, me and my husband drove from X, about an hour and a half away. He says, no shit, me too. My wife owns X business, small world. I say, oh yeah, I know of that, and start TXTing my daughter. He starts chatting with guy behind him again and is complaining about beer prices. And says something to me to the effect of, you'll end up paying $30 in this line for 2 things. I said, yeah. I looked over into my husband B, circa a different artist had started playing and asked him who it was, sort of like pointing to me ears and saying who. He shrugged. The guy said, is that your husband? I smiled and said yeah. He said, oh he's in Hey Dudes, I love mine. I said, lol so does he. This interacting turned into my husband saying I was being disrespectful to him. Can't swerve a guy, love male attention, ruined his night, should have just ignored said guy, and it has been the same way since the concert Tuesday. Which has escalated into he's not happy, nothing will ever change, etc. I'm not justifying, but I think simple one-word answers are general conversation. Not flirting. Am I in the wrong? Should I have done something different? I'm at a loss. He's being an insecure dick. You did nothing wrong. 36 is a little old to be butthurt because your wife had the audacity, sarcasm, obviously, to talk to another man she happened to be in line with. Sounds like average waiting to get drinks, food conversation to me. Casual small talk if that. You absolutely weren't wrong to engage in a conversation while in line. Does your husband show other red flags? This isn't good. You did nothing wrong. You were just being polite, and you mentioned and spoke of your husband. You didn't pretend you were single and flirt. Ask your husband if he wants you to start walking around in a burqa and never speak to anyone ever again, or can he tell you what is really bothering him? You are not wrong. You were being cordial and polite. That's it. Your husband is blowing this out of proportion. It's trivial. I hope you guys can patch things up. I, 28M. Can't accept potential girlfriends, 28F, past. Even though she's done nothing wrong. Just to be clear, this is 100% my own problem, and I own that. I don't judge her and there's nothing wrong with her past. My reaction is the problem. I don't have a ton of sexual experience. I've slept with one person before I tried to get back into dating. I never expected to find a virgin, but I admit, I hope that any potential girlfriend would be similar to me. I went on a few dates with a girl who seems really great, but after I found out more about her past, I'm suddenly losing interest. She's had a few boyfriends, and one night stands before, but not a ton. She asked me how many girls I slept with, and seemed very surprised when I told her that it was only one, and that was from a long-term relationship. She volunteered her number, which was somewhere between 5-10, not really information I wanted, but whatever. The part that really gets me is that she seemed surprised when it became clear that we weren't going to sleep together early on. She mentioned that she's never met anyone who waits like I do, and that she thought it was kind of weird. Maybe it is weird, but this is who I am, take it or leave it. She wanted to look into STD testing and whatnot, and seemed surprised when I told her that it's way too soon for that. She also thought it would be fun to discuss what she likes in the bedroom, but I flat out told her that I don't want to hear about that. Overall, I feel like I've really messed up. I've had opportunities in the past to be more like her, and not be afraid to have sex earlier on. Obviously, that's just not me, though. Honestly, if I had an extensive history this wouldn't bother me, but I don't, and here we are. The way I see it, this just won't work out because we have different values. Too long did not read. I'm immature, and I know it. Is there anything I can do to change? Is the single life just better suited for me? There's nothing wrong with only having intimacy with people once you're in a committed relationship. A lot of people do it earlier, a lot of people don't. The only misstep here is that you need to be upfront about that if it's a deal breaker for you. Otherwise you spend a lot of your time and hers only to find out what the odds are likely to be. That she has a past with which you're not comfortable. Unless and until you have different values for your dating life, no, this won't work. No big deal. That's not a problem or a mess up though. Having 10 partners by 28 is not that much, person a year starting 18. You obviously can look for less experienced person, your choice. What I see as potential problem you not open to open talk about sex. Discussing STD testing before sex is healthy and good for trust and safety. Open talk on sex preferences is good for matching expectations. Seems like you can't do either. Do you like sex? If you want to have good sexual compatibility with a woman who comfortable with her sexuality, you need to be ready to communicate. Another option is looking for a girl with sex to make babies attitude. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing, but it's going to be extremely difficult to find women who share your views and have a similar sexual past. So is the issue that you can't loosen up? She's had sex with 10 people in her entire life at 28 years old and you have an issue with it? As you already know, this is a you issue. You can't change her and your past. If you're looking for someone around that age who's only had 1 or 2 sexual partners, then you'll be looking for a very long time. X, 24F. Who cheated on me, M30. Swears she's changed, but I got a really odd text from her. My ex cheated on me last year and several times after I broke up with her she begged me to talk to her to see if we could work it out. I was on the fence but both times found out she was still talking to the other guy and even dating him. Trust me, I know. Why would I want anything to do with her? I went completely no contact for months until I had to see her because we share animals. This was early July. She begged me for a second chance and said she would do anything for one. I caved and said we could see how things went as long as she wasn't talking to anyone else. She said she wasn't. From that point it's been okay, but she stepped back. She said she would do anything, but then after that she kind of retracted and said she just wanted to hang out and see how things went. I was out late last night and texted her happy b-day this morning. She texted me back, thanks love you, which was extremely weird because she hasn't said that since we broke up. I thought maybe she was turning a leaf and actually into this. I responded, you haven't said that in forever, and then she responded, I say it every time I see you, night. I didn't actually open the text yet, I was just holding the chat box on iPhone so I could see the texts. Instantly I knew she thought she was texting someone else. Then before I could actually open the text she unsent them. Am I crazy or did she think she was texting someone else? She hasn't said she loves me in like a year. I could maybe buy her saying it, but when she said she says it whenever she sees me I knew right away what was going on. When I called and confronted her she said, I unsent it because I realized I don't say it every time I see you. I called her out and told her she's literally never said it and she kept saying the same thing. What do you guys think? Am I being played again? I think you're a sucker for taking her back. Yes, you are being played. She obviously thought she was texting her real boyfriend. She's trying to play you. She's just gotten sloppy. She might be sending those texts to several other guys and she's lost track. She says she's changed. Oh well, if the lying cheat said so, it must be true. Stop sharing animals with this person. Finalize ownership permanently and move on with your life. GF got kissed by a guy. What should be my reaction? M25, F25. Sorry for the long post. I am in a relationship of 5 years. It's been long distance for a few months earlier this year as she moved to London. I advised my girl was to avoid clubbing and getting drunk alone, as she can't take care of herself. Also, as it was a new country, so advised to take drinks with caution and not trust, make friends easily. Most of our fights happened over these topics during those months, with her flipping on me that I don't trust her. Yes, a bit of above me was insecure, but I know her how she almost passes out after a couple of shots. I have moved to the UK, still long distance, but we manage to spend weeks together and meet on weekends. Fast forward now. Yesterday night, I get a call late night. She had gone to a party, with her university friends, where her couple of guy friends passed out and vomited. And she was also a bit high. Where a guy came and kissed her a couple of times and according to her she couldn't react. She is crying a lot since the morning, that how can just a guy come and do this? The guy was making advances which my girlfriend was telling clearly no to. I am not able to process this. I have called the guy who did this and he apologized. I have asked my girlfriend to lodge a complaint to the university, but she doesn't want to create a scene as it's ending in a couple of weeks. According to me, this situation could have been avoided. I can't blame my girlfriend also. But the friends who passed out, I am pissed at them. P.S. She is again today hanging out with the friends who passed out yesterday and it pissed me off. The guys who passed out apologized to me. But yes, IDK what to do now? Find better girlfriend who will not get wasted with same people who made advanced on her. Get a better girlfriend. Trickle truth. Smells like BS. I can't believe the UK doesn't have the Me Too movement over there and dudes can just walk around sexually assaulting women with no consequences. She on that bull spit. I'm not telling you what to do, but time is money and a fool waste both. They always say it was just kissing.